In order to create a client invoice and record payments, a few things have to be done. First, we want to create reservations. Within that reservation, two things must be added: the price of the reservation, which we would have here, and the travelers. So as long as a traveler is added to the reservation and a price, you can create a client invoice. Once you have those, you would go to the accounting tab and scroll down to create a client invoice. You can select the client whom you would like to invoice, for example, Samantha. And then if Samantha's responsible for any additional travelers, maybe her family, then we would select her family members as well, whoever she's paying for. And so notice that automatically these two reservations load into this invoice because Samantha is listed on both of these reservations. So the system should automatically do that for you. And then if you wanted to add a manual line item, you can do that here. The package builder is going to be used for cases where you don't want the client to see line items for each individual reservation. If you just wanted to send them one like lump sum, a package amount, then you would use our package builder, and there is a video just on the package builder on our YouTube channel. Now, if you wanted to apply any discounts, you can do so here. Any taxes and fees, if you have multiple line items that you'd like to add for taxes and fees, you can do that here. And if you needed to add any deposits or installments, you would do that. Now, you can include your terms and conditions as well as your acknowledgement that are located in your My Account section. And if you'd like, you can add a link to your invoice of the travel itinerary, so you can select that. Next, if you wanted to add a payment method on the invoice so that clients can make payments directly from their invoice, you could do that by selecting your payment choice. Credit card would be for either credit card authorization forms, or if you're integrated with Stripe, you would turn on the Pay Now button so that they can pay using Stripe. Now, let's go ahead and save this invoice. And I always like to check it to see exactly what it will look like. So now that you've noticed there's a new line item under your receivables section, this is your invoice. And I always go to the copy invoice URL link because this gives me the real live version of what my client will be experiencing. So here's their invoice. I can just review it and see how much they will owe. Here's that itinerary link or adding payment link. Okay. Now, if I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and send the invoice, or I can make any edits to it if I needed to. So here I'm going to click Send Invoice. I can email it to them, text them, and I can add a little note. Once your client receives the invoice and they pay in another way, not Stripe, but credit card authorization form or bank transfer, something like that, then you would have to record that payment manually. In order to do that, you would again click on your settings wheel, find Record Payment Manually. Okay, here you would get to record the payment. So whether your client paid your company or the supplier, you would select that choice there. And then what kind of payment it was. So maybe it's a credit card authorization or bank transfer, whatever that is. If you have their credit card stored on file, you can select it from their profile. And then you would just put the amount that they made a payment for and apply that payment. This should automatically update the invoice. So you can review that here and see that under my payment schedule, they've made $600 and that they have a $900 balance.